But I just want to let somebody out there, while telling my story, because I know that there's a lot of people that are going through this. So I just want to tell you about what I experienced. The experience is it's not funny. It's overwhelming. It's something that can make you to want to lose your mind, especially in the environment where I was, where nobody knew anything about what autism was. But that is the symptoms that I'm seeing, what they are exhibiting. It became so severe, like when you start, especially when they were enrolled in the school. Well, for the first 3 years, when they are still at home with me, maybe my first 3 and the other one, that was 1, I wasn't really noticing everything. I was just like, okay, they're not communicating, or they can throw tantrums because they are used to the home environment, or they can do whatever they want to do because I'm their mother. And I just thought, well, okay, maybe it's one of those characters. And then he suddenly enrolled them in the school, and you just keep, hearing different complaints that is very overwhelming. And there's someone out there is experiencing the same thing. I am the teachers, and they can't even tell you, oh, okay, this is what we are seeing in your children. I think this is what is happening to them. This is the way to follow them up. There was no clue about what was happening to them, and everybody just thought it's a character. And it's very embarrassing, like you didn't train your children well, or maybe your background is somehow, there's something shady. Why should these children be behaving this way? Throwing tantrums when other children are keeping quiet in class, restless, hyperactivity. When there's kind of like a concert and everybody's supposed to stay still, sit and do it very well, and they're all over the whole place, like, as if like, what could be happening to these children? And the funny thing is that it's just wonder, you yourself that have been raising your children, how you have really like tried to, train them in a way that they should be. And it's like, it's not sinking, especially when they go to school. The overwhelming experience is something that it's not funny. It just makes you like as if you're losing your identity about who you are, losing your identity about what you believe in God or what God can do for you. But then it just dawned on me, the complaints were overwhelming. They can't do this, they can't do that. That's just what I keep hearing. But suddenly, looking at my background and looking at my foundation, which I'm very grateful, like when I was in my youth, knowing God and knowing who God is, I just had to like go back and tell God, these are the children you promised me. Just like you said that the children are heritage and they are like arrows in the hands of a mighty man. And therefore, I don't think they're for nuisance. I don't think they're for this kind of negative complaints that I keep, hearing. And I'm just wondering, is my own different? And then the thing about that is that when I get back home, because I always do the school run, like tell my parents, and not tell my husband, and he'll be like, well, let's see what we can do. He just didn't take it as anything. Because the communication, you can't get it from them. They can tell you, oh, mommy, this is what happened in school. This is what the teacher told us. This is how we are going to do this. Nothing, no communication. You're just calculating, and it's like you're trying to know what is in their mind, like to speak and express for them, which is not what a human being can do. It's only God that knows their mindset. So I just had to look up to God. We just had to go back to God. And then the thing about it is that when we saw these complaints coming, it's not funny, but we had to take that negative aspect of that the complaints, and we just decided, okay, we just have to do something about it. Since the school cannot help, they don't know what is happening. Nobody knows what autism was all about. So we took it in our hands, put it in God's hands, praying, and God started showing us how to go about, how to teach them, how to lecture them in the way that they can understand. My husband was always doing the instructions. We have taught this. This is how you're going to do it. And I was always trying to express to them in a way that they could understand. Is it the virtual learning? Is it the auditory way? Is it the reading and writing? Is it the kinetetics? We did it all. And it's just now that I'm learning about the VAC way of learning. And with time, we are working with what we can do. And the miracle that we got for these children is from the house. It's not from the outside. And that is why you know that God is at work at everywhere you are. Because the people in school, the teachers, the headmistresses, it's not their fault because it's not their child and they can't really go to God for your child. So I'm just telling you this story, to encourage somebody out there because it's very overwhelming. It's something that could make someone to lose your mind. Today the child is doing this, another one comes up. You try to deal with one situation, another one comes up. And then, you just keep that as if something is not sinking. But then I just want to tell somebody that there is nothing that is hard for God to do. Because when you look at it, it's like as if the child is putting shame on you. The teachers will say he did this, he did that. Like every time that you go to pick up your child, there's something to say about your child. And then it's like you're bending your head like, oh, sorry, I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. But believe me, that someone out there that is going through this, you might be looking at like it's shameful to you. But when you put your trust in God, the Bible is perfect. It says you will not be put to shame. You're going to smile just like I'm smiling over these children that are doing great and mighty things that I would never have thought at the time when they were at that early ages. And God is doing marvelous things in their life and what they have achieved and what they are still achieving. To God be all the glory for that independent life and normal and outstanding children that they are. Thank you for watching this episode of the Defeating Autism podcast. I trust that you have been blessed. Here is my book, Defeating Autism, where I share my journey in fuller details. To get a copy, send a message to the number showing now on your screen or click on the link in the description box. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you in my next episode. Till next time, God bless you.